View. Unfaithful star Diane Lane and Harry Hamlin and Susan Day are telling the ladies why they're back practicing LA law. Plus, just in time for prom season, we took 3 students who suffered some high school hardships and gave them complete head-to-toe prom makeovers that'll make them feel like queens. All that and more next on The View.
I had this idea for a show. Different women. Different points of view. Maybe a little too different. We call it The View.
If I've ever needed you to band together, it is now. Do you know what is going on in this country right now as we sit here? Do you know? Barbara Bush and Elizabeth Taylor are trying to destroy our national holiday. Yes, they are. Barbara Bush has called She called Mother's Day a ripoff. Yes, a ripoff with those things on her neck. She called them ripoff. They're called pearls. The pearls. I'm so crazy. Elizabeth Taylor with her perfume. She says it's all about selling stuff like her perfume. Yeah. She calls it a ripoff. Excuse me, that's right. She thinks it's a ripoff. This Sunday, my kids are going to tell me that I matter, that I'm important, and they're going to give me breakfast in bed. I don't care. I'm not giving up the holiday. Are you with me? Yes. We are not giving it up. Not to anything. I'm sorry. Out there was pain, there was a mess. I deserve it. Yes,
what you want these kids to have on Sunday is guilt.
That's absolutely. Right. A lot of guilt. Absolutely.
You should be paid by Hallmark, too.
What doesn't it mean? Come on, your mom's, it means something.
I always say to Jackie, you don't have to buy a present. So she doesn't. I say, you know, draw me something, make me something.
That's sweet.
But if she doesn't call, you know, I say, it doesn't matter, but heaven help her if she doesn't call. You know?
And she does, I bet, yeah.
Well, now that she's heard that, have you heard this, Jackie? Have you listened? Somebody tell her.
I don't pay attention to it. In my neighborhood, mother was only half a word. Is like in her 30s now. She's still doodling and drawing for you. It's time to get over it, isn't it?
She's
bring it to you for a few bucks.
Send a present.
Really? You'd be sad if your daughter didn't call.
My daughter's coming over and cooking for me, my Aunt Julie, my cousin Paul.
And see, that's sweet.
Yeah, she's going to make something.
Let me see.
Wants a card.
Your mother wants a card?
She wants a card, and she wants one of those ones that says, "Because of you, I am everything that I am, and but for you, I would be nothing."
She spells out what she wants.
That's what she wants, and she also wants a little something in the color. Okay, see, I do it.
My mom, I give my mom one of those poetry cards. The poem is already written by someone else, and my mom cries over those poems. And I didn't even write any of it. But let me ask you a question. What do you do for your boyfriend's mom? Is it presumptuous to get her? Okay.
Oh no, I sent Steve.
You've been living with Steve forever. Just a moment. How many years have you been with
20.
Steve?
It'll be 20 this July. So what about it?
Well, you should send a card.
I sent her a big basket of fruit and things.
Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
This is what if Mother's Day comes and your husband/boyfriend forgets to call their mother? Is it your responsibility as the wife to call his mom?
Yes, because they're lame. Yeah. They have to be pushed. You know,
how sad is that?
They don't know what to do.
You should just remind them, right?
Yeah.
I get a godmother's card. That's very sweet from my goddaughters.
Oh, that is
They
sweet.
always
That's
remember.
very sweet.
Always a godmother, never a god.
I think a godmother, never a mother.
You have a special Mother's Day show tonight on 2020
There's more of me tonight than a lot of people may want to see. From 9 to 10, we have a reprise of Born in My Heart. Remember that was the program we did last year about adoption, and Rosie O'Donnell's on it, and Connie Chung, and my own and my own darling Jackie. So
The one who
anybody
calls you.
The one who calls
Right.
me. That's from 9 to 10. Anyone who has an adopted child, knows anyone who's, that's everybody.
Right.
And then from 2020, from 10 to 11, that's so much for the plugs, we have two of the most famous mothers in the world. We have Diana Ross and her 5 children. You know she has that many children,
Yeah,
Star.
of
Most
course.
people don't. And they adore her.
2 boys, 3 girls.
And this is the ultimate mother. I mean, she really, wherever she was, she would fly home to give them breakfast or wake them up in the morning. We have Whoopi Goldberg with her daughter, who came to her at the age of 14 and said, I'm pregnant. Whoopi is filled with guilt that a lot of working mothers have. I know I have it. Because Whoopi, when her daughter was 11, went for the, you know, the golden hoop or whatever, the golden ring, and left her daughter with her own mother. And a lot of us feel, you know, that whole balance. And here is, well, you know what? I have a little clip of the daughter talking about it. Her daughter's now 27, daughter Alex, very, very lovely. And you'll see, and then we'll talk about what would you do. Whoopi became a star. Alex became a teenager. And at the age of 14, announced to her mother that she was pregnant.
I was kind of in search of like my own thing. Just like I'm in control of my body.
Right.
And if I want to, you know, have sex, then that's what I'm going to do.
So young. Did you ever think abortion?
Yeah. Yeah. The thing is, when you say pro-choice, it really means pro-choice. And I said, what do you want to do? And she said, I want to have the baby. And I said, okay.
Was it about rebelling against your mother?
No, I don't.
It was to have something of your own?
Yeah, I think it was just I want someone to love me. Not that my mom didn't, but this is like my own love over here. I can mold this. I have control over this.
Yeah,
so.
it's a guarantee.
Yeah.
It's a guarantee.
Well, she's wrong about that. Molding
Well,
it.
but remember molding. But remember that Whoopi was able to take care of that child. Now, Alex has 3 children. She's 27 years old.
She's
You mean
married,
financially?
She is separated from her husband. Yeah, financially.
married.
I don't know what I would do if Lily
14.
came home to
What would
me
you
for-
do?
I have no idea.
Well, wouldn't you say the same thing? You'd say, what do you want to do? First,
Yeah.
The first thing you ask, and then if they say, I want to keep the baby, then we'll say, okay, let's talk about it again.
What would you do?
Because at 14 years old, a child at that age is not emotionally capable of raising another human being. I mean, even if the woman has money, like Whoopi did, I would have extensive conversations and send her to therapy immediately to
Well,
find out
obviously,
what's
you would
cooking.
be involved in raising the baby if your daughter is 14, presumably.
Yes, but I mean, this obviously, I mean, Whoopi was away, as she admits. So this kid was looking for something. She had a psychological need for something. It's not just about reproducing yourself.
Do you think a lot of parents would want their child? I mean, 14 is so young to actually have an
a baby.
abortion or have an abortion. I mean, that's so.
Well, either way, it's a difficult situation.
I should not have had a child at 14.
No.
I know that. I know that about me. I'm far too selfish. And, you know, Bill and I were having a conversation about having children and whether or not it's selfish to have them. No,
No, I got some.
it's called a hot topic. We have conversations. He's the boss.
Having children together.
Not having children.
No idea what you were talking
about being 40 and having kids. And saying you have to know. Sometimes people say it's so selfish not to have kids, but in a way it's selfish to have them and not be ready for them. And for me, I know that I would not. I wasn't ready.
I could not have
So
told
there's
my
no
father.
way I could do it.
I could not have told my father at 14.
Well, that's
and when
why
I was
this is
14, my dad didn't even know I knew boys. I mean, he didn't even know I had sex until I came on this show.
Whoopi had her own child at 19. One more thing I want to mention.
quick.
John Stossel does an interview with the Osbournes and has 2 psychologists on to discuss what their family values are.
Of the Osbourne?
Of the Osbourne.
Who Dan Quayle, by the way, just announced was the perfect role model for a father, Ozzy Osbourne.
As long as they're
Dan
married.
Quayle.
As long as he feels no matter what they do, as long as they're married.
Oh,
Yes.
please, Dan Quayle, he thinks because they have an English accent, he's watching Masterpiece Theater. Please.
All right. All right, we have to move on. You know when you stay at a hotel, you know those really nice little bars of soap that you get at the hotel? They could cost you an extra $50 a night. We'll explain when we come back with more Hot Topics. All right.
When I think of Chico's, I think of color. And 2 of my favorite colors are black and white. They're really really is something new every time I visit.
For Chico's store locations or catalog, call 888-855-4986 or log on to chicos.com.
I like Chico's.
Cholesterol? You're going down. Low-fat diet, exercise, and the occasional break. To help you fight the good fight, now there's new and improved Cholesterol from Nature Made. With diet, exercise, and Cholesterol, you can safely lower your LDL or bad cholesterol by up to 24%. So put your effort into diet and exercise and put new Cholesterol from Nature Made into your daily routine.
Cling Clip-On from Lysol.
Flush, Bruno.
Fact, to clean your toilet, you don't have to work like a dog. Fact, Cling Clip-On toilet bowl cleaner and deodorizer helps keep your bowl clean and fragrant with each flush. Cling Clip-On from the Lysol brand, the toilet cleaner expert.
When you manage a restaurant all day, you need the strongest hold you can get. That's why I switched adhesives. Now I use Fix It Free. Oh, that's good. Now I can sip hot soup at lunch and still make it to dinner to greet my favorite customers.
Even in the hottest liquids, when the other free adhesive stops holding, Fix It Free holds stronger and longer.
It's a long, hard day, but I love every minute of it.
For the strongest, longest hold, Fix It and forget it.
There's nothing like a great night's sleep. I can get an early start in the morning and go out and do something just for me. It's a really good feeling.
If you sometimes have trouble sleeping but worry about taking something, try Tylenol PM. It stops your pain and eases you into a restful night's sleep so you can wake up refreshed.
Come on, honey. It's time to get up.
I love my Tylenol PM.
There were 2 giant goldfish, those baked and not fried goldfish, who said let's get some peanut butter and make ourselves a sandwich. New giant goldfish sandwich crackers for really hungry snackers. The snack that smiles back, goldfish.
Oh, no.
Got a tough clog? You want it gone fast. And you think Professional Strength Liquid Plumber and Drano Max are both the same, right? Wrong. One works faster. Professional Strength Liquid Plumber. On the toughest clogs, it's faster than Drano Max. Professional Strength Liquid Plumber. Because on full hair clogs, faster is better.
So bad for you yesterday when you had your weigh-in because you didn't lose weight. I knew you were a little bummed, and I want to make sure you're okay.
You know I'm on this diet for the month of May.
Yeah.
And Dr. Shapiro, Doctor/Stalker, he called me again this morning. Well, listen to this one. I'm in makeup, and there's Dr. Shapiro on the phone, and he said to me, Joy, I just want you to know that you did lose weight yesterday. I said, really? How do you know that? The scale did not move. He said, I looked at the tape. You were wearing a very heavy sweater.
Oh,
I swear to God, this guy's out of his mind.
That is pathetic. That is pathetic.
And you had rocks in your shoes.
So I basically, next week, I will lose sweater fat.
Well, good Eddie was bragging that he lost the most weight, and he did practically disrobe before he weighed himself.
Oh, yes, he did. He'll be naked by week 4.
I'm not wearing a heavy
It's not
sweater
supposed to
next
be
week.
competitive, but I won.
Who's counting but you won't? Yeah.
And just to end this conversation, men always lose weight faster than women. They always do.
True. They have muscle.
Hello, do they? Yes, they do. Always. All right.
You're not going to win in this
You know, you go to a hotel.
Where did this come from?
Listen, you go to a hotel, you know all these bath products and you love them, you take them home. What you may not realize is that they can add as much as $50 a night to your hotel stay because the hotels jack up the price of the room based on this stuff. They get the fancy stuff because they think it adds class to their hotel. And these people give it to the hotel, sell it to the hotel because they hope to get you to buy it when you leave the hotel. Now, who would collect this stuff? What kind of odd person would have all this stuff? Well, we called Barbara Walters home, and George put this stuff. This is stuff that you have taken out of everyone's life. And this is it. This was only what George could fit in the box.
Wait a second, it's labeled.
There are closets full of this.
It's labeled miniatures.
Miniature.
That is pathetic.
Oh, I cannot believe this is yours. Now, Barbara, why do you collect respect it.
That is
I don't get it.
pathetic. Barbara, it's pathetic.
It's
It really is.
really.
Well, you see, I used to think that I would collect
Yeah, you can't talk, can you, honey?
collect it because I traveled so much. But the thing is now that even when I was in Saudi Arabia, they had little miniature things.
But every time you travel, it's in the
take
next hotel room.
I take whatever. Yeah, I do. I never buy guest soap. I haven't bought guest soap in years.
Barbara, tell the truth. Face up, you're opening a Dwayne Reed.
You know what?
You never know.
But even in your guest bathrooms, do they say Hilton on the soap?
No, the soap's
When's the last time Barbara stayed at the Hilton?
Let's look. We'll find it here.
No,
She's saying the Ritz.
please put that away. I'm
Or
gonna
Saudi
kill
Arabia
Joe.
You stayed at the Bellagio.
But do you think you should have an option in hotels that one room doesn't have the soap and it's $50 less than the room that does? I think that's fair. All right.
I'll tell you something else real quickly. When you mentioned the Bellagio, we did a special last year, Bill and I, from the Bellagio, and they have beautiful robes, and you can buy them. And I bought several and gave them to people because it had a B on it for Bellagio. So I give it to everybody I know named Barbara. And they think, look, I had it done.
Wait a second.
Right?
Wait a second. Doesn't Behar count here?
Christmas.
You could have given them to all of us.
Bill.
It would have been great.
Oh, that was
She's a bitch. Okay.
All right.
What else is happening?
You know, Diane Lane is a guest on our show and last night I was having dinner with 6 girlfriends, and all we could talk about was her new movie, Unfaithful. And my girlfriends hadn't even seen it yet.
Just the topic,
but it was
you mean?
Just the
It's a
topic
great
provoked so much
topic.
of a discussion.
Because
and I just
here's this
wonder why.
woman who cheated on her husband, right? And he had everything going for him.
Richard Gere.
Right. You have to always put that in. Not just
Richard
cheated on
Gere.
her husband, Sammy. Her husband, Richard Gere, who was just perfect. He had a good job. He
Such
was
a
good to the
loving
kid.
father.
He seemed like he wanted to, be with her as much as possible.
And
he wanted to
still-
take a bath in the bathtub.
He's annoying.
He was wonderful.
Too good. He was too good.
So
Men, secretly, men know that women do not like a man who's too
Yes.
good.
No, you like
have
a
to have a
little rogue.
little bad boy, not a lot, but a little bit.
So, but listen, I'm gonna tell you, I had breakfast. I was in Los Angeles last weekend. You know that, right? So I stayed with Sam and LaTanya Jackson, and Sam and LaTanya.
Name dropper, you are.
Now you know what?
friends.
You're very evil because you made me tell the story. So now I'm not gonna tell it. Do another time.
She's evil and touchy.
To billboard what is on the show, you don't get my story now. I hope you run out of time.
Tell Sam Jackson your story.
I'm not telling anything. I'm telling you that Unfaithful star Diane Lane is on The View. Thank you very much. And the stars of L.A. Law, the movie, Harry Hamlin and Susan Day are also on The View. And I had an even better story about them, but I'm not telling you that either. And then getting ready for the prom can take a lot of time and take a lot out of you. So today we took 3 students who haven't had it easy this year and gave them head-to-toe prom makeovers so they can end the year with smiles on their faces, unlike me, who is not speaking to my friend Meredith right now.
Oh, you know, study what? Oh, call Sam.
Brick wall, waterfall, girl, you think you know it all, but you don't.
This is what we contend with on The View. We'll be right back with Diane Lane.
Con?
Yeah.
Do you love me?
Of course I love you. What a silly question.
I guess I'm just feeling silly. I'll be up in a minute.
Okay.
When diet and exercise fail, adding Lipitor can help lower your total cholesterol 29 to 45%. Lipitor is not for everyone, including people with liver disease or possible liver problems, and women who are nursing, pregnant, or may become pregnant. Simple blood tests are needed to check for liver problems. Tell your doctor about other medications you are taking, or if you experience muscle pain or weakness, as they may be a sign of serious side effects. 1 in 5 people has high cholesterol. Millions need treatment. For less cholesterol, ask your doctor if Lipitor is right for you.
Wouldn't it be great to have a fresh, clean washcloth from Johnson's every bath time? And wouldn't it be great if you never had to wash it? Introducing Johnson's head-to-toe gentle cleansing cloths. The best thing to happen to your baby since the disposable diaper.
Bite after bite in cheddar, jalapeno, and original. There's nothing like the big flavor hit of many Ritz. There's no place like Ritz.
Watch 'em go down, watch 'em go down.
Back in a flash.
Why just use Febreze in the house? After all, odors end up in lots of other places too. Febreze cleans away odors in fabrics and adds a fresh air clean you'll love.
Wow, smells great.
The more you use it, the more you love it. Febreze.
Every day, Texas wakes up to billions of allergens. Introducing Clarinex. Clarinex provides receptor protection to help block histamine. Get 24-hour non-drowsy relief for any allergy, anywhere, anytime. Side effects are similar to sugar pill, including sore throat, dry mouth, and fatigue. Wherever you are, whatever your allergy, talk to your doctor about new Clarinex.
Leaks. Can't stand them. No other diaper stops leaks better than Huggies Ultra Trim. No leak is a good leak. Leaks. Who needs them? No other diaper stops leaks better than Huggies Ultra Trim. No leak is a good leak.
Tonight, these are not your ordinary Mother's Day specials. At 9, 8 Central, deeply personal stories of love and adoption. Barbara Walters, Rosie O'Donnell, and friends. It's Born in My Heart. At 10, 9 Central, megastar moms on 2020. Diana Ross with all 5 of her children.
Is your mother a diva?
Most definitely.
Whoopi with a daughter she had as a teen. Even the Osbournes.
My kids are the whole world to me. Shut up, Mom.
Tonight, the Mother's Day events are on ABC.
Being a 9-year-old. Actress Diane Lane was only 14 when she made her film debut in A Little Romance and landed on the cover of Time magazine. But oh my, has she grown up since then. Her latest movie, Unfaithful, is so sexually charged, you feel like you're doing something naughty just by watching it. That's why I've seen it twice. Here, she is not listening to the voice of reason. Take a look.
You know, we could end this now and no one would get hurt.
Yeah. I think if we ended this now, I'd get hurt.
So no matter what, someone gets hurt?
Maybe not. Maybe we'll get tired of each other.
God, I hope I get tired of you.
She doesn't. Please welcome Diane Lane.
Excuse me, but I have to share with you some extra freebies from my hotel contribution.
I just gave them all to the audience, and I'll give
we have
these
some
away.
more.
I'm very touched.
Okay, Diane, you have been the hot topic for about a week and a half now since we first saw the movie.
Okay.
And we couldn't stop talking about it because you play a character, Connie. Okay, now Connie is married to Richard Gere. Let us say that again. And he's sweet and wonderful. You've got a gorgeous kid. You've got a little little dog that's even cute. I mean, just in the suburbs, the perfect life.
The whole thing.
But by happenstance, you just run into, I call him my dirty little Frenchman because he's just
It works for
sexy,
you.
right? And next thing you know, passionate love affair. What the heck would make Connie cheat?
Well, have you seen Olivier Martinez?
Oh, yeah.
No, well, I mean,
I know.
no,
I mean,
of
you
course.
had hot.
That was my
then you
humorous
had hot.
response. I have several responses to that. I don't know. But I mean, it was like a search for Scarlett to find somebody we could justify cheating on Richard with, because Richard's as good as it gets.
Yeah, I know. So
Where did you go from there?
Did you come up with anything as an actor?
Well, no. It was, well, that's what I liked about the story, was that it didn't provide an excuse or an apology or a justification for the affair, because I think more honestly in real life that's how it goes down. It's not because you're battered or neglected or, you know, maybe you should get a hobby, I don't know.
Do you think what I said was true, that he was not too good? That women like a little bad boy and a little...
I like your theory. I don't know. Make it harder.
Well, yeah, it makes it more interesting if they're a little bit on the edge, not so good.
A little more traction,
good, yeah.
friction traction.
Right.
Yeah.
But Paul Martel was so sexy. I mean, and you just got into it.
Whatever. Having a hard time. She's the queen of this anyway.
I know, this is
Walk on
what
the
she
Moon was
does.
another one where she was very sexy and very, very good, really good.
Well, the sex
me
scenes
blush.
in this movie in particular, I'm still dreaming about because they are so steamy. But I read that you actually got bruised while engaging in some of the scenes. Do you care to elaborate on how?
When you were naked.
Well, the bruises are actually in the movie. You see them because Adrian Lyne, my director, thought that it was appropriate, and it was. That's how I'd gotten the bruises. So, you know, every picture tells a story, and the bruises tell a story. But I did. I herniated my disc and my neck in a kissing scene.
But you know, you
Well,
talked
damn,
about...
this boy can kiss. Herniated disc.
What were you doing with your neck? Never mind. You talked, by the way, Olivier, does not get nude, only you.
Yes.
It was in his contract that he wouldn't, you did.
I didn't know about that.
Really?
Well, what you have
I
said...
found out the hard way.
Well, would you have done it? If you
Oh, sure.
Okay, so you say, I was more naked in this movie, take after take, and angle after angle, than I've ever been in my entire personal life.
Well, I think so.
Wow.
In terms of, yeah.
Being nude.
Being nude
Okay,
and not alone, yeah.
I won't go into that. Okay, but then you say, then you talked, maybe I will, but 4 days of my life, no sleep, no food, and my tear ducts were tested beyond their genetic potential. Why was this so hard?
These quotes,
This
I think they
sounds like
embellished a little.
agony.
Well, I mean, it was, I almost didn't see the movie because I didn't think that it could reward me in terms of how much I'd put out for the film emotionally, and of course I had to get over it and, you know, separate the experience from the end result, which I've become very proud of, and grateful to my director that he was so challenging of me.
And he kept rolling film, right? Even when you didn't know it. I mean,
he would shoot the entire magazine of film out and call that one take.
Most people talk about doing sex scenes, you know, actors say, oh, we did the sex scene, it wasn't. Why did
they call them love scenes, but anyway.
Love scenes, love scenes. But why did it have to be so, I mean, why no sleep, no food, no, you know?
I didn't say those things.
Oh, that's
not the tear duct thing I think I did say. But I mean, I would have to eat. I was disappearing from the steam. Eat.
But whatever it was, it worked because the reviews for you have been great.
Incredible. The movie's doing great. I want to talk a little bit about your whole career in a way, because we heard in the opening that you, at 14, you were on the cover of Time magazine as one of the whiz kids, because you were such a good actress even then. And I was wondering, did that help you or hurt you, do you think, in your career, to be known so early?
Oh, it can only help. I mean, it's better to live up to something than to live it down. I don't know. I mean, it was an auspicious beginning, and I've always tried to find work that was as good as that first job, because that was a wonderful opportunity. I didn't realize how rare it was to come across such a wonderful project, and it was hard to top.
But there are so many child stars who can't make the transition to adult actors, and yet you've done it seamlessly, at least it appears that way.
Right.
Why have you succeeded, you think, when others had so much difficulty?
I couldn't imagine. I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel awkward and apologetic. I'm just grateful.
So there's nothing special that you did, advice that you would give to a child actor now, in terms of
Well, I think that I have to say that the roles that they're affording to young people today are so much more challenging. I don't think that I would have shown as much as I did, you know, because they're just being asked to do all this emotional work today that is so much more compelling than anything I was asked to do that young.
Yeah.
But,
is that good or bad? That they're
well,
asked
I
to
mean,
do that?
I don't know. How fast can you run the minute mile or whatever they call it, the record? I mean, after a while, you're going to run out of
gas.
We did a story recently with Macaulay Culkin and what happened to him, and and this was when he was 10 or 11.
Well, he was a big star. I was just working along.
Well, but even so, but you have an 8-year-old daughter.
Yes.
Okay. Would you want, we ask this question, but you judging in your own experience, would you want
For her to go into film?
Yeah.
For me, I guess maybe in answer to your question and yours, Barbara, the theater is where I started, and that's what gave me the strength to go forward and not be so dependent on the popularity contest of movies, which is very hard to absorb and deal with, and let alone being a young person. That wouldn't, I wouldn't wish that on my daughter, no.
You would not.
It's more about craft than stardom, then.
Yeah, well, hopefully.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, it's really, you did a great job on Unfaithful.
You're so sweet.
Yeah, I'm always telling the truth.
She's going to go see it again. She's going to go see it
It's
until you
pretty
stay with the husband.
fantastic. Our thanks to Diane Lane. The new movie Unfaithful opens in theaters today. We will be right back.
Wild. Hair before it's been ionized with Ion Shine, the Ion Energy Dryer. Good ions neutralize bad ions that frizz hair up. So ionize, civilized, conditioned, shine hair with Ion Shine from Conair.
Introducing new Cinnamon Life. With so much cinnamon, you can see and taste the difference. Life is full of surprises.
Now, Jergens Skin Firming Moisturizer firms skin in 2 weeks and reduces the appearance of cellulite in 8. Nothing firms better. You can't help but show it off. Jergens Skin Firming Moisturizer. Love your body.
Kids today are too soft. Mom cleaned our cuts with soap and water.
From Band-Aid brand comes hurt-free antiseptic wash with lidocaine to relieve the pain.
Where's the sport in that?
Band-Aid brand hurt-free antiseptic wash.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Give me a break. Give me a break. Break me off these sagging cat bars. Give me a break. Give me a break. Break me off these sagging cat bars.
A 3-diamond pendant with free earrings. Well, definitely better than the dust mop I got her last year. I should probably get her a bracelet from the boys as well. After all, John weighed almost 12 pounds. And Paul's first words were, Dada.
Only Sears has a $99.99 3-diamond pendant with free earrings and great savings on all fine jewelry for Mom. The Mother's Day sale at Sears. Where else?
Who are you?
I'm Snuggle.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am. I'm snuggly soft. Come on, squeeze me.
I will not.
I make towels fluffy, blankets cuddly. I'll fill your house with snuggly softness.
Please leave.
Bye-bye.
When it comes to real softness, there's only one Snuggle. Snuggle. There's no substitute for softness.
I remember the first time I ever had Welch's grape juice. Ever since, I always drink it nice and slow. Welch's is 100% grape juice. See? Nice and slow. That way, I never miss a taste.
The Few will return in a moment. Here on ABC.
So I get to go home. Back to Allison.
Did you hear that? Is there anybody over there? Hello?
Port Charles Superstition. Coming in 2 days.
Where are we?
Dinotopia.
The New York Post says, move over Spider-Man and Star Wars.
This is some kind of utopia.
Dinotopia is a spectacular adventure.
I've never seen tyrannosaurs running in herds.
A sure hit.
This will light the way.
You're almost there. Dinotopia, Sunday at 7, 6 Central on ABC.
Wild birds unlimited.
You know Wild
Birds Unlimited carries a wide selection of bird feeders and bird feeding supplies. But when you stop by Village West, you'll see that Wild Birds Unlimited is also a great place to shop for Mother's Day. Maybe Mom would enjoy the peace and serenity of nature music, wind chimes to spread soothing sound throughout her yard, or a decorative bird bath for her and the birds. Whether you're looking to dress up Mom's garden or Mom herself, Wild Birds Unlimited is the perfect place to find that unique Mother's Day gift. Nobody brings people and nature together like Frank, Cheryl, and the staff at Wild Birds Unlimited.
Jack Wagner, how are you? Running for Lieutenant Governor. I'm a Pittsburgher. I live across the street from the house I grew up in. Were you in the Marines? And I joined the Marine Corps. I was seriously wounded in Vietnam. I understand Western Pennsylvania as well as anyone in state government. So will Bob Casey. My message about the Casey Wagner ticket is that Western Pennsylvania will have a seat at the table every day in Harrisburg. Bob Casey made certain of that when he asked me to run for Lieutenant Governor.
Today at noon.
It's going to be a huge night in downtown Erie between the Otters game, the Seawolves are home, and there's a show at the Warner. We'll tell you how to find a parking spot. And doctors are working harder to make sure you don't have to grow old with pain.
Wind and chilly conditions can be expected for today. Any warm up for the weekend? We'll let you know today at noon.
Today at noon, Action News 24 is on your side. Watch the Pennsylvania Lottery live tonight at 7 on TV 24.
Isn't just about the last dance. It's the biggest fashion show in every high school student's life. So everyone wants to dress to impress. So we took 3 girls who each had kind of a rough time this year and helped make sure they ended the year on a high note by giving them complete head-to-toe makeovers at the Oscar Bond Salon here in New York. And here to help unveil the glorious results is editor-in-chief of Cosmo Girl magazine, Atusa Rubenstein. Atusa, welcome back to the show.
Hey, Atusa, nice to see you.
Prom is around the corner. What is the most important thing to remember?
Well, it is a special night, but it's only one night. So before the drama of the tan, the limo, everything makes you crazy, have fun. That's the most important thing.